Have you ever felt so emotionally, physically, and mentally drained due to excessive stress that you can't do anything? Welcome to the reality of burnout. It's more than just a bad day or a tough week. It's a state of chronic exhaustion that can leave you feeling disconnected, unmotivated, and irritable. But let's get one thing straight here, folks. Burnout isn't just a fancy term for laziness. It's a serious condition that can affect anyone who's dealing with prolonged excessive stress. It's like trying to run a marathon without any training, except the marathon is your life. And there's no finish line in sight. You're running on empty and every step feels like a struggle. But the good news is, you're not alone, and there is help available. In this video, we will explore 6 signs that you might be experiencing burnout, not just laziness. So, stick around, and let's delve into this important topic together. The first sign of burnout is feeling disconnected from yourself and the world around you. Now let's break this down. Imagine you're in a room full of people, yet you feel utterly alone. Or perhaps you're sitting on your couch, but you're not really there. Your mind is somewhere else, detached, distant. This is what feeling disconnected can be like. It's this intangible sense of separation from your own emotions, your own experiences, and the people and places around you. Burnout can cause you to feel like you're watching your life from the outside, like a movie that you're not particularly interested in. You may find yourself going through the motions, doing the things you normally do, but without feeling truly engaged or present. Work may seem dull and unfulfilling. Conversations with friends may feel shallow and uninteresting. Even the things you once loved may fail to spark that familiar joy. But remember, this isn't your fault. This disconnection, this emotional numbness, is not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It's a response to overwhelming stress. It's a protective mechanism, your mind's attempt to shield you from the weight of your burdens. So if you find yourself feeling detached, distant, disconnected, take note. It's not just about being in a bad mood or having an off day. It's not just being in a funk. It's a sign, a warning signal that you may be on the path to burnout. Feeling disconnected is more than just being in a funk. It's a serious sign of burnout. The second sign of burnout is decreased motivation. Ever notice how you used to leap out of bed, eager to seize the day, but now the mere thought of getting up makes you want to pull the covers over your head? Or how your favorite pastimes now feel like a chore? This is not a case of the Monday blues or simple laziness. This is a significant red flag waving in the wind of your life, indicating that you could be experiencing burnout. Burnout has a way of stealthily creeping into your life, wearing the guise of fatigue or a temporary slump. But it's more insidious than that. It's a slow, draining process that sucks the enthusiasm out of you. It's like a thief in the night, stealing away the joy and the drive that once propelled you forward. Your work, hobbies, social interactions, everything that once sparked joy now feels like a burden. You find yourself just going through the motions, barely scraping by. And it's not because you lack willpower or discipline. It's because your emotional and mental tanks are running on empty. The decreased motivation is not a temporary phase. It's a persistent nagging feeling that seems to cling onto you like a shadow. It's a sign that your mind and body are crying out for help, pleading for a break. And so it's crucial to recognize this for what it is. Decreased motivation is not just a lack of willpower, but a sign that you may be burning out. The third sign of burnout is a loss of passion. Envision for a moment your favorite hobby, that activity you used to lose yourself in, the one that used to ignite a spark within you. Now imagine waking up one day and finding that spark extinguished. This is what a loss of passion feels like. It's not about merely feeling disinterested or bored. It's about waking up every day and finding that the things that used to bring you joy, that used to ignite a fire in your heart, no longer do. It's about losing the drive to engage in activities that were once the highlight of your day, the ones that used to make your heart race with anticipation. You see, burnout has a sneaky way of creeping into your life and stealing away your enthusiasm. It's like a thief in the night, silently snatching away the passion that once fueled your dreams and aspirations. Let's clarify something important here. This is not a case of laziness. It's not about choosing to not do something because you don't feel like it. No, this is about wanting to do something but lacking the energy, the drive, the passion to do it. It's about feeling exhausted, drained, and depleted. So, if you find yourself in a place where your passion has faded, where the things that used to excite you no longer do, it's essential to recognize this for what it is. It's not just a phase. It's not just a funk you're going through. A loss of passion is not just a phase, but a potential sign of burnout. The fourth sign of burnout is increased moodiness and irritation. Now, we're not talking about the occasional grumpiness that hits us all from time to time. No, this is a constant state of irritability, a short fuse that's always ready to blow. You see, when we're burnt out, our emotional state takes a hit. Our usual resilience is worn thin, and we become more susceptible to emotional highs and lows. A simple misunderstanding can send us spiraling into a bad mood, and minor inconveniences suddenly feel like the end of the world. This heightened emotionality isn't just about being in a bad mood, though. It's a symptom of a deeper issue. When we're burnt out, our coping mechanisms are depleted. We're running on empty, so to speak, and that leaves us with little emotional energy to handle the ups and downs of daily life. This increased irritability can also manifest as impatience with others, frustration over minor obstacles, and a general sense of being overwhelmed. And it's not just about how we feel, but also how we react. We might snap at our loved ones, become easily annoyed, or find ourselves in a constant state of discontent. It's important to recognize that these mood swings and this heightened irritability are more than just having a bad day. They're signs that we're running on fumes, that our emotional, physical, and mental resources are depleted. Increased moodiness and irritation are not just about having a bad day, they're signs of something more serious. The fifth sign of burnout is neglecting self-care. Now, let's be clear about something. When we talk about self-care, we're not just referring to the occasional spa day or treating yourself to a fancy dinner. We're talking about the fundamental habits that keep us healthy and functioning optimally. Imagine a car. It needs regular maintenance, right? Oil changes, tire rotations, and the like. Our bodies and minds are no different. They need proper nutrition, regular exercise, adequate sleep, and moments of relaxation to function at their best. But when burnout creeps in, these essential routines often get tossed aside. You might find yourself skipping meals or reaching for fast food because you're too exhausted to cook. Exercise might seem like an insurmountable task, and sleep? Well, that might be elusive too. Not because you're not tired, but because your mind just won't shut off. And it's important to understand that this isn't laziness. It's not that you don't care about your health or that you're purposely neglecting these routines. It's that you're so mentally, emotionally, and physically drained, you simply don't have the energy to maintain them. Burnout can turn even the simplest self-care tasks into a Herculean effort. But recognizing this pattern is the first step towards getting back on track. Because remember, neglecting self-care is not just being careless, it's a sign of burnout. The sixth and final sign of burnout is gradual changes over time. This isn't something that happens overnight, folks. It's a slow, creeping process, like a vine growing over a wall. It might start with feeling a little more tired than usual, or not being as excited about your hobbies. Then, you might notice yourself getting more agitated, snapping at loved ones, or simply feeling disconnected from everything around you. You see, burnout is a sneaky beast. It doesn't just jump out and say, "Hey, I'm burnout." No, it's more subtle than that. It's those little changes day by day, week by week, that you might not even notice until you're deep in its clutches. And that's why it's so important to pay attention to these gradual shifts in your mood, your energy, your passion. Remember, gradual changes over time are not just aging or getting bored, they're signs of burnout. To recap, the 6 signs of burnout are feeling disconnected, decreased motivation, loss of passion, increased moodiness and irritation, neglect of self-care, and gradual changes over time. These signs serve as a beacon, illuminating the path to understanding what you may be experiencing. Burnout isn't a state of mind that you can simply shake off with a good night's sleep or a cup of strong coffee. It's a profound exhaustion that seeps into every aspect of your life, altering the way you perceive yourself and the world around you. Addressing burnout requires more than just rest. It requires a comprehensive approach that tackles the root cause of the problem. If you notice these signs in yourself or someone else, don't dismiss them as mere laziness. Reach out, talk about it, seek professional help if necessary. Understanding these signs of burnout is the first step towards addressing it. Remember, it's not laziness, it's burnout, and it's okay to seek help.